You couldn't have got a bigger V-neck, Wayne.
Welcome to the Uncensored Philly Sports Podcast. You got the four horsemen in the building: Wayne, Ephraim, Ethan, and Tim. Sixers stunk tonight. And from what I seen tonight, Celtics down like three or four starters. Sixers still can't do nothing. Maxey and Tobias stunk. Harden and Embiid should have shot more, should have did more. But that being said, there's no way we beat this team in the series unless some kind of move is made. There's no way. I'm so disappointed. Tobias, he stunk. But Maxey, what is up with Maxey?
No. Stick to Tobias.
No. You know why? You know why I'm doing that? You know why I'm doing that? Because y'all told me Maxey is maybe the second best player on the team.
No.
Some people on here was talking about Maxey better than Harden. Maxey untradeable. Maxey the future. Maxey. And like I said,
I told you Maxey.
Toby stunk. I'm not letting Toby off nothing. But I expect more from Maxey.
Are you asking questions?
Why do you expect more from a second-year player?
No, here you go with that second year player. You wasn't talking that before. You was talking about he was the second best player on the team.
Listen,
you were saying he was better than Harden.
He's struggling right now. That's clear facts. But Tobias is going to cost us another championship every time.
Oh, him and Maxey, because if neither one of them show up, we got no shot.
Maxey's the X factor. I mean, Tobias.
Which one averages more? Which one averages more points this season?
Which one is the?
Which one averages more? Which one
making $185 million?
I don't care about the money. I don't care about money.
You gotta go.
In order for us to win, we talked about the big three, and Maxey is supposed to be a big three. I'm not letting Tobias is what Tobias is. I expect games like this from Tobias, unfortunately, because this is what he's shown us. You shouldn't expect it from Maxey. He's averaging 20-something points a game. You're expect. And against Boston's backup, like, come on, man. I
told y'all I wanted Brogdon, everybody laughed at me. Remember that?
Nobody laughed at you. So stop.
Remember that?
Nobody
remember
laughed
that.
Nobody laughed at you. Nobody laughed at you.
No, you wanted Brogdon for
Ben why you think you let somebody else talk? Good Lord, you're talking the first 5 minutes.
He just said something. I'm answering him. He said he wanted Brogdon. You
asked your own question and you answered your own question. Now ask questions and shut up and let somebody else answer.
He said about Brogdon, right? So did you just answer him about Brogdon?
My goodness.
I remember Boston got Brogdon for not that much, and he's a backup. But this team does need help. I don't know. Sixers got 24 hours to live. Just think. What do you do? What do you?
First of all,
what I mean? With 24 hours for the trade deadline. Before it's crazy how a week and a half can truly just make a franchise look like it's going a different direction. Remember before we was like the team looks good, we winning what we got.
Yep.
You just sit pat. It's working. Remember, it's working. But now when we playing the upper echelon of teams, I don't think we could beat Boston in 7 with the team currently constructed.
We can.
Unless you have players.
I don't agree with that.
The players. Well, Boston's top players didn't even play well. Jason Tatum didn't have a great game. Jaylen Brown got hurt. They dogs.
These players didn't play well either. Tobias played like trash, and he missed a lot of. It wasn't like he was getting strapped. Maxey wasn't like he was getting strapped. They was missing shots. So I'm not. We was at a certain point in the game. We was down by 3. And we actually missed three free throws in a matter of like 5 minutes, and we was down by 3 at one point. This game could have been way closer, or it could have been won if Maxey or Tobias would hit some shots. Maybe Maxey needs to start. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe him coming off the bench, he out of his rhythm. Everybody ain't used to coming off the bench. He's been starting for the whole year. So I'm not overly concerned about the loss. This is a game where Tobias could easily have played better. Maxey could have easily played better. Maxey missed so many open threes. It was irritating when he's been doing pretty good with knocking down his open threes. He missed a lot of them. He even missed some layups. I know Tim mentioned that in our chat section too. He missed some layups that he's normally good for. He missed a floater at one point in the game. I think it would have put us down by 2. Harden gave him a nice dish, drove the lane, threw a little no-look dish.
Let me ask you this, Ephraim. Since you said can Tobias play better against this team and these defenders?
No.
Yeah, that's my point. The shots that he was missing, he wasn't strapped. It wasn't like he missed a lot of open shots. Like, if it was a situation where I felt he was getting so strapped, I would have been like, okay, you got me. I don't got nothing to say. A lot of their looks was open, both Tobias and Maxey. Tobias, when the last time we played Boston, Tobias scored 4 points? That ain't gonna happen again. When the last time we played Boston and Maxey played 22 minutes and scored only 6 points and was like 3 for what, 14 or something like that. I don't think you're going to see that. I don't think you're going to see that again. This is the overreaction people have as soon as somebody have bad games. And you got the boy from Boston started splashing. The boy Pritchard, the other white boy, he couldn't miss from the corner. He could not miss. So I'm not overly concerned.
All right, let me jump. Can I get my turn now? All right. Before
you act like somebody was cutting you off before you even got to talk.
All right.
Yeah, because actually you cut me off as I was talking earlier, but go ahead.
All right.
Yeah, we all mad.
I'm Skip. It's my turn now. All right.
Then Ephraim gonna yell at me after I got cut off.
Because you kept talking every time somebody tried to get in.
Him cut me off.
But you're right.
I just looked up the definition of mediocre.
You're right.
The definition of mediocre says a person that is not very good at something or not very good at anything in particular. Something that is not very good. That's Tobias Harris. That's who we got as our starting small forward / power forward / wing person. That's who's going to represent us. We're going against all the great wings in the league. He's not it. You got to get rid of him. You got to trade him. We got 24 hours trade deadline. Doc, Morey, Brand, they got to do something because this is not it. We're not going to win with this roster, the way it's constructed, playing the upper echelon teams in the NBA, and especially in the East. We're not going to do it. Now, Lakers just made a big trade today. Mavs made a big trade.
We ain't finished talking about the Sixers. You jumping on the Lakers. We still talking about the Sixers.
What I'm saying is there needs to be movement in Philadelphia. We need to make a move. We can't win with this roster the way it's
Hey, Solo Man.
Well, fix your new mic.
I'm thinking about what's his name, Hauser. He couldn't miss. I could have swore I saw a picture of the 3, but it might have been Hauser. He was 4 for 4 from 3. He could not miss from 3. I mean, he was hitting from everywhere. But I mean, I expect this from the Philadelphia fan base that we're going to panic. We lose to the number 1 seed. We're the number 2 or 3 seed on any given night. It's kind of jumping around. We had a chance to gain ground. If we'd have beat Boston, we would have been a game behind them. It would have been a game behind them if we'd have beat Boston tonight. But I knew once we lost, everybody's going to go to panic mode, especially the way we lost with 2 of our dudes who we think are going to be our go-to in the playoffs not playing well. I don't see this happening again. I got to pull a stat. Somebody said this happens every time Tobias plays against the elite teams. I mean, show me the numbers. I'm going to go to Tobias stats now. As y'all talk, I'm going to pull up Tobias stats, and we're going to talk about the games that he played.
Well, guess what? Ephraim, I pulled them out. I pulled them up for you. Tobias' last few games against Boston, he had 4 this game, but the game earlier this year when we lost, he had 18. Then he had 6. Then he had 17, 25, 8, 10, 23, 22. So he's been up and down. But that being said, don't make it like Ephraim said, he doesn't score 4 points against someone. That's not a regular Tobias Harris game.
You said he had 6, a game that he had 6.
Yeah, and he had 18, he had 25, and he had 23.
No, but you're going to overlook the other games. You said 23, 25, and 17.
So now look at Maxey. So what has Maxey done? And Ephraim, this is the reason why I'm saying this is the reason why I'm concerned, because we got smacked by Boston the first game of the season when they was full strength. We got handled.
I don't know. Is Jimmy J a Boston fan or a Sixers fan? I don't even understand. I see it look like a Celtics something, but he's talking like a Sixers fan.
I think he said he was a Sixers fan though. But
I see Celtics in his background. Is that a Celtics?
Yeah, hell know what he want to be.
Avatar.
He can fight celebrating. He's celebrating. He's a Celtics fan on here celebrating the victory.
He's non-binary. Go ahead.
To Ephraim's point though, we did have them. To Ephraim's point, we had a shot at this game.
Video flag.
The ball.
Go ahead, Wade. I'm sorry. My bad.
He said Jimmy J.
Go ahead, Wade.
I was saying to your point, Boston didn't even seem like that because they didn't even sound like they was excited. Like the fans, Boston sound like they was worried. The Sixers just couldn't hit no shots. They sat there. Tobias and Tobias and Maxey was wide open and stunk. I don't care which one you want to put as the third best, which one you want to put as the 4th best. They both stunk. And when I have one guy that does nothing but score and he averages 20 points a game, I'm looking at him as why he didn't have to go against Smart. Who did he have to go against?
B needs to get 40 tonight. B needs to get 40 tonight.
Boston shot 19 for 35 from three. It was 50. What's that? 50-something percent. 54% from
and guess what? We made the run back when Maxey went out, and we brought in Thibault, and we brought in PJ Tucker. We brought them dudes in there to play defense, and we took Toby and Maxey out, and we made a run back.
I agree.
I
agree, Sergeant Bass. I think we're gonna be all right. I think we got caught on a bad night. Two of our top guys had bad days, and Boston shot the lights out the building. Somebody said it earlier. Blake Griffin was like Steph Curry. He couldn't miss. He was like 5 for 8. Another dude couldn't miss. Hauser 4 for 4. He couldn't miss. He was hitting from every corner and the top of the key at will. He just wouldn't miss. So I'm not
best player though.
Am I thinking that we got Boston handled because we just had a bad game and they had a good game and we can win it? No, I'm not saying that. But I'm also not saying the sky is falling and we need to just go ahead and turn over all our assets in the desperation attempt to get who? Who we getting? Kevin Durant? You gonna trade for KD?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And for the record, Jaylen Brown wasn't playing all that great in his Jaylen Brown wasn't playing that great in his 17 minutes. Now, he shot like 2 for 9 before he went
wasn't,
out.
But you got to remember he still has the opportunity to go off. He can start off bad.
No. I know he does, but that's what I'm saying.
They so do Maxey, but he didn't. So don't give me what he can do.
Don't you dare put Maxey and Jaylen Brown in the same set.
I'm just saying, sometimes you have a bad game. I seen Jaylen Brown have a bad game throughout the whole game. Don't act like, well, if he was in there, he'd have snapped. Maxey can snap too, every now and then.
And then Embiid stopper wasn't even playing like that.
Actually, Williams played great defense against Embiid in that.
He was D'ing up.
Yeah.
Like Embiid was silly. Like even that last possession, he had a wide open Melton. Like his hand, like Melton was like, please give me the ball, and he shoots a fadeaway with 2 people on him. Like that could have
irritated me. Me.
I'm like, Embiid, stop playing hero ball. Just pass that ball. The ball was
I'm not gonna say stop playing hero ball when they was trying to get Bede and Harden was Bede and Harden. You saying hero ball, but Bede and Harden was trying to get the role players involved. Harden had the announcer even said Harden had a ride at the basket and he kicked it out to Maxey, tried to give Maxey open 3. Maxey shook it off and ran in and shot a floater.
All right,
they were trying to get the role players cooking and they wouldn't.
First of all, let me tell you how the game ended. Really, they had 0.5 on the shot clock and they literally let that boy get an alley-oop dunk.
That play annoyed my
soul.
Right? Yeah, that was Bede Matisse's fault. They was over there politicking. I don't know what they was talking about.
No, Bede was actually got
his yam doing.
Bede was defending one guy and somebody didn't box the other one out.
That's what happened because Bede was actually posted up against somebody was down low. I think it might have been Williams. Somebody was fighting down low and Bede was bodying him and somebody came over the back. Thibault and whatchamacallit let that happen. But I mean, listen, Jamar Albert said first Ephraim comparing Maxey to Ja Morant, but now you comparing to Jaylen Brown. Let's be clear about this. Wayne was the initial one who compared
potential. I said he had that potential.
I'm just saying. Clean it up. I'm
just saying.
I've always said he had that potential.
Okay. I'm just saying. He said me, so I'm just telling him that's who initially made the comment. I said I don't think Maxey has Ja Morant's athletic ability. I said, but I do think Maxey can be a star in this league, and I still think Maxey can be a star. I'm not giving up on Maxey yet. This is only his second, third year. Is it now playing? Yeah. You know what I mean? So I'm not giving up on Maxey like everybody else wants to give up on Maxey because he had a bad game. Maxey probably should be starting. The reason why Maxey playing bad because he should be in the starting lineup. Maybe if he enters him back to where he rightfully deserves, maybe he would get more. He would get more.
I'm not coming at Maxey. Melton is playing well in that start role. The reason why I'm not coming at Maxey with Wayne is because I know he's still coming off an injury. He got a new role on the bench. I mean, these are a lot of factors that you got to play into. Why
he's coming off an injury? Wasn't it like 3? How many weeks he been back?
Don't matter if you still injured. It don't matter how many.
Who's blowing in the mic?
Who mic getting goofy?
Tim, is that yours?
Mine, brand new.
Oh, that exactly. It's that new cheap mic that they got you on Amazon. You want to try to have it posted up, and they got you. They got you.
He paid all that money. He paid all the money for the mic, and they threw it at his front door when they delivered it.
They probably did. They
stepped on
it. Listen, it's Tobias. If we want to do anything this year, we got to find a way to get rid of Tobias.
And guess what? And if Maxey plays the way Maxey's playing right now, it won't even matter because you still only have 2 top players.
You
Tobias has 24 hours to live. Matisse has
It's not
24 hours
it's not
to live.
deflecting. Listen,
who else
when we came into this,
who else has 24 hours to live? Matisse, Thibault. I mean Matisse, Toby. Is that it? That's all. That's all. The only 2 left with 24 hours.
Furkan wants out.
Furkan.
Hold on, I didn't know. Hold on. Stars Game said the Nets. They turned down Ayton, Bridges, Cam Johnson for KD. I didn't know Suns was going after KD like that.
Oh, they were going at them hard.
I didn't know that.
Hard.
Oh, Nets is not just giving KD up.
Chris Paul's career is done.
I mean, but at what point are they going to be forced to just give KD up? Be honest with you, because KD, you know what's coming next. KD ain't playing with Ben. Ben just made a statement that said he is going to take him a while to get back to where he was. Now, remember, where Ben wasn't great. It was very mediocre. So he's making a statement saying it's going to take me a while to get back to where I was. That means he never going to get better. And that's what they wanted. They wanted a better version of Ben. They're not even going to get where he was before. This is sad. KD is
Ben needs like somebody who's actually had a minor in
You
psychology.
always talking about what Ben needs. Ben needs a heart. He needs a set. He needs a pair.
All right.
He needs a pair.
Brian said that B lacked situational awareness, and I kind of agree with it. Like in that particular situation, especially that point.
I've been telling you about that B. B a great player, but sometimes he could be basketball dumb.
That's true. But the funny thing is, Tim want to sit here and throw all the shade at B. B, he only had 28 points and 7 rebounds, but he shot 50%. 11 for 21.
I need him. First of all, I need him to have more than 7. First of all, I need him to have more than 7 rebounds.
What was his plus minus?
Oh, B's plus minus?
Negative.
3.
I need him at. I need
3.
him to have more than
Negative 3. Tobias was negative 11, and Maxey was negative 10.
Yeah.
So what?
Tobias was the worst.
But you asked me what B's was.
I know, but I'm just saying. You see. Do y'all?
I know. I said Tobias and Maxey, but you want to excuse Maxey and rip Tobias.
Jimmy J, I agree. Beat needs 40. First time I agree to Boston.
But he's not going to get 40 and 15 against Boston because Boston plays defense against him like that. He's not going to get it.
He's not. The Boston.
He has his worst games. He needed Toby to give you. He needed Toby to give you 15 and Maxey to give you 15, and we'd have won the game.
No, Maxey's supposed to give us his 20. Maxey give us his 20. Give me Miami Maxey, man. Ain't that what we say? Miami Maxey? Give me Miami Maxey.
I agree.
Even Shake, like why Shake only take 1 shot? Like I don't know.
That's a good point by James. He said Embiid made Ben better. That's facts. I've
been telling y'all that. Remember we've been having this conversation?
I agree. Yeah, I agree.
He made him a better defender and everything.
He did.
Okay.
Tim tries to take credit.
I don't think
he did. I
think they made each other better. To be honest with you, I think they
He's still shining
off each other.
He's still shining.
Best 2 seasons was the last 2 when Ben wasn't there. So how Ben make B better?
You still can make somebody better and still get.
How did he make him better?
I don't know why you even fed into that.
And Ben made each other better, but Harden, of course, is going to make. He's a true point guard.
All right, let me ask y'all this, because I do. That's a non-factor point. Ben is whack. He can't even make himself better. How you gonna make someone else better? But do y'all think do y'all think we should unleash the gates and go after KD? I'm talking Maxey. I'm talking Toby. I'm talking everything that we got. Draft picks the whole night and get KD.
Yes, everything but B and Harden. Yes, we can replace anything else.
B too? Would you trade B?
No, that's counterproductive.
No, it's not. Not if you got
KD. It is.
Why would you trade? I wouldn't trade B to get KD. Why would you do that? Because then you back.
That's counterproductive. You still don't got enough.
How you almost where you was?
All right. So who you trading? B? You being B straight up?
And you gonna put KD on this roster without B and just KD and Harden? Harden gonna quit. And Harden ain't signing back here again.
I think Claxton.
Harden ain't signing back for that.
KD and Claxton for me.
Harden ain't signing back here anyway.
That ain't necessarily true.
Remember that was the word out. Harden not coming back unless Sixers Maxey, Super Maxey.
Harden, in my opinion, Harden should have played more aggressive tonight. We probably could have won.
I agree.
Sometimes Harden tries to get everybody involved, which is not a bad thing. He's the point guard, not a bad thing. But sometimes Harden got to be Houston Harden. I think if he turned to Houston Harden tonight, we might have had a better chance to win.
Harden playing for that assist lead. the leader in assists.
I don't even think it's that, but let's keep it a bean. He's throwing out. You're expecting Maxey or Tobias. Tobias has been a solid 3-point shooter, and Maxey is a 20-point-a-game scorer. So he's kicking it out to them. He's expecting them to hit something.
Let me tell you what's going to happen.
I agree.
Let me tell you what's going to happen. It all depends on what Houston do. If they get the number 1 pick and get that tall boy Yambahama or something, or whatever his name is, he's going back to Houston, and that's going to be his Tim Duncan, and they're going to win.
You think he's going to want to go back there and reset?
This guy is claiming, they saying that he's the next the next LeBron. That's what they claim.
They said the same thing about Ben Simmons.
It don't matter what I'm telling you.
They said the same thing about Ben Simmons.
I'm telling you now, if Houston get the number 1 pick and draft that boy, Harden is going back, and he's going to run with that boy. He's going to run it back for the next 5 years. I'm telling you now. Mark my words.
I'm trading anything we got on the Sixers but Ben and Bede and Harden, and they can give me back KD and Seth, and I'll be good.
I had some more magical trades. Magical trades.
I just took my other shirt off. I ain't feel like getting dressed. Actually tight. Somebody told me it's loose. Now you said it's tight. What is it?
You showing all your chest.
It's light. It's loose. What is it?
It's light and tight.
It's loose. It's light and tight. It's loose and tight at the same time. Okay, like bell bottoms. It's a bell bottom V-neck.
It looked like somebody was having a tug of war. And they're like, all right, they let it go.
You need to throw some water on it to shrink it up a little bit.
All right, so what y'all think about?
He just told me it was tight. Now you telling me it's loose.
I gotta tune in.
I gotta tune in. Loose around your neck. It's kind of crazy.
I gotta tune into this Mavericks game. What y'all think about the whole Kyrie going to Mavericks? What y'all think about the whole D'Lo going to the Lakers? And let's start. Let me start. I know
before you jump in there, are we completely done with the game now? Because I don't want to go back. Separate topic.
Are we starting another pod, or are we gonna keep talking on this one?
No, because they got to jump back in.
We're gonna keep going. Let's first. I think I'm done with the game. I don't think this game. I think we're going to rebound. I don't think this
Starscream. I don't think y'all want nothing from us.
What's going to happen in the playoffs?
I just want to say shout out to all the Boston fans that came on to the pod tonight. Y'all do got a good team right now. Y'all are the best team in a conference.
Go like it up, Boston fans.
Boston the best team in the NBA, ain't they?
The best team in Denver. And sometimes you need that.
I think it's Boston.
I'm just saying standing wise. I think
we spanked Denver, but not so much for Boston.
Yeah, right now Boston had 39-16. Denver is 38-17. So Boston officially is the best team in the NBA.
Yeah, they're the best team in the NBA.
Now, if we lose to the Knicks is usually our punching dummies. If we lose to them, it's going to be all chicken little crumb. I know if we lose to them again. What you say?
Players might be hurt right now.
Who?
What players?
Might be rest days for some players.
All right.
Sixers, they had a rest night tonight. Maxey and Toby had rest night tonight. They should be fresh.
All right. Well, look, last night, a lot of people say the king was officially crowned when he won, or not even won, but has now become the all-time scoring leader in the regular season. He was already, mind you, a lot of people notice, he was already the all-time playoff leader in points. And together with those two combined, he actually was already the all-time, all-together points leader. But last night, he made it official, and he became the all-time regular season points leader by passing Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Does this add to LeBron's greatness? I know most people have him either 1 or 2. Some people hating got him a little lower, but does this change LeBron's slot placement for y'all on the all-time list?
For me, yeah. Real quick though, somebody said something about Toby. Toby might be getting traded. Maybe that's why he was shook tonight. But I gotta say, for the longest I said I still put Mike as the GOAT. But when I look at it, you can make an argument for either one, and I wouldn't be mad at anybody that said Brian was. Brian supposedly isn't a scorer, but he's the scoring champ.
Continue though, but 1 second. Master Crab, name your 6 then. You said you got him at 6. Name your top 5. All right, go ahead, Wayne.
He got Brian at 6?
I got him at 6. I want him to list as 5. But go ahead, Wayne.
Yeah, because Brian, the all-time scoring leader, and he's not supposed to be a scorer. Everybody talk about Kobe being a better scorer than him, a better shooter than him. Bron shot more threes per game and a better shooting percentage from three than Kobe. And Kobe's the second greatest shooting guard of all time. Mike, the one thing you got, of course, Mike with the 6 titles, but Mike also lost some playoff games. Nobody ever wants to focus on Mike's first few years when he was getting rocked by the Birds and Zeke's and them before they started changing the rules up. And when you look at the fact that Bron, even when he lost the games he lost, Bron went up against dynasties every year, just about, except for that Dallas Mavericks thing. To me, that Dallas Mavericks loss is the one that makes it wouldn't even be debatable for me about Bron being the GOAT, except that Dallas Mavericks loss. That's a hard one, but I could go either way, man. I'm leaning toward Bron though. The fact that he played for 20 years. And people, I've even suggested that maybe Bron didn't have the heart and everything else, like early on in his career. You can't not have the heart and play sports for 20 years and the dedication he puts his body through to come there and play every year, not take a year, retirement, year and a half off, then retirement, come back after a couple years. And my last point about Mike did quit when they was going to break that team up. Jerry and Jerry said we getting rid of Phil and we gonna rebuild, Mike was like, nope, I'm not playing without Scotty and them, and he left. So he could have stuck around.
Yeah, Mike understands, and this is my thing about why people hit on LeBron saying he tries to get the best players around him. LeBron understands you need good players to win. And Jordan understood that as well, too. Jordan lost enough. He took enough lumps before he started winning to realize I need good players. I need a good coach. I need a good organization to be able to win successfully championships. So Bron understands that as well, too. That's why when he went to L.A., he made sure they got AD. And what happened? He won a championship. So
usually when you ask a question, you let everybody else answer before you.
Go ahead.
All right. Is LeBron James the official GOAT? He's the GOAT. It's kind of hard because I think we always talk about it's hard to compare different eras in basketball because it's kind of unfair to all of the people that were in the 80s and the 70s and the 90s and so forth. But what LeBron has done, you got to marvel at what he's done, what he's accomplished. But Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, if you really look at what Kareem has done, it's kind of hard. You can argue that he still is the GOAT too. I mean, the championships in basketball and in college, winning in LA and in the Bucks, the points that he put up. Kareem, besides him being a real old cranky old man right now, if you just look at the pure numbers, Kareem is still an argument that can be made that he still is the GOAT.
Kareem needed Magic and Oscar.
He won with them. He won with them.
Don't look. You know how hard it is to be in LeBron's 20 years. He's been a top 5 player in the NBA. I go on a limb and say top 3 player in the NBA for 20 years. Nobody, I don't think of anybody in any sport that has ever done that. 20 years consistently.
He wasn't a top 20. He wasn't a top player in the first year.
We'll go top 5. Huh?
His first year,
I wouldn't say top 5
he
though.
was good in his first year, but he wasn't a top 5 player.
19 years.
I'll say it.
That's argue. Hey, listen, I ain't gonna argue.
18, 19 years, you can say Brown was definitely top 5
19
player.
years. So name another player that was 18. I'm talking about consecutive. Let's even cut it to 18 consecutive years. He was top 5 to 3. I mean, you go as far as top 3 to 5 players in the league. You know what type of dedication that takes. You know what type of work. You know what type of work ethic that takes. You know what type of mentality that takes. Y'all talk about Jordan. Jordan retired in the middle. He left for a year. He came back, not knocking Jordan. He had personal things he had to come to. He had to go through and all this. You know, he took a year and a half off of basketball. Yeah, he played baseball a little bit. You know what type of dedication to come year in and year out. 20 years in the league. Come on, that's nothing to laugh at. That's a great accomplishment for anybody.
So you saying you got Brown over Jordan?
I got Brown. He like Tim said, the era thing and everything. You know, people are so nostalgic when it comes to Mike that they really can't see. It's hard to talk to dude. I grew up in Mike era. I watched Mike play. I heard somebody saying here, if you watch Mike play, you want to feel it. I watched Mike play. I grew up watching Mike play. I remember we watched the videos. We watched all the videos and win the chip. Even though I watched him play, my step pop got all the Jordan. He loved Jordan. He got all the Jordan videos when he did the 3-piece and all them. So we watched all them. I watched Jordan play. I watched Jordan's whole career. So I understand what Jordan did. But just if you watching greatness. My thing is this. I didn't like Jordan. I hated Jordan, so you ain't really appreciate it. Just enjoy greatness right now when you're watching LeBron and stop trying to hate.
Yeah, I'll say this. I'll say this. I always made this statement. Mike is so deified right now with his career that if the exact Michael Jordan came back and played basketball, he wouldn't live up to the hype that the old Jordan was. People say he's still not Jordan. He could be another person named Johnny Kilroy with Jordan Seaman. Remember that old night commercial with Jordan? I mean, that's Michael Jordan reincarnated, and he still wouldn't live up to what everybody feels that Jordan was. Jordan never missed a last-second shot. He made every last-second shot. Jordan did everything right in people's eyes, and he did nothing wrong. He had the killer mentality. He was the most clutchest person ever. He had the best defense of all time. He locked down everybody. Nobody scored on him, but he scored on everybody. He never had a bad playoff series. He never had a bad series in the finals. All these things are just are people's feelings and perceptions of Michael Jordan, but all of it is not reality. That's the problem that I have. So sometimes I buck back when people talk about how great Jordan was because I watched Jordan. I know. Even when the whole Jordan, when he laughed at when Gary Payton said, "Yo, I strapped Jordan," and Jordan got the video of him laughing. Yes, go look at the stats. Gary Payton strapped Jordan games 3 through 6. He strapped the mess out of Jordan. Jordan's stats after that third game on were terrible stats. But that's neither here nor there. I say this as regards ranking. In my opinion, LeBron James is the most complete basketball player ever to play basketball.
I agree.
The most complete player ever to play. Jordan had the best career. You can't say somebody who went 6-0, even though I feel Jordan was the league baby doll, he got help from the league and all that kind of stuff like that.
And he also got swept in the first round a couple years. Everybody conspiracy theories until it comes to Jordan. Everybody, the league is rigged, the NFL is rigged, the NBA is rigged. But when it comes to Jordan, he won them all on his own. Okay, you can have it. Jordan won the 6 finals. He has the best career, and I don't think nobody will ever have a career better than that. But I do think LeBron James is the most complete basketball player ever.
Count when he came.
Hold on.
Washington don't count, right? Him going back.
Yeah, no, that don't count for Mike. Even though wasn't he around the same age as Brian is now? Brian was giving Pop's work and giving a son's work. He's still doing it now on this level. Mike was scoring 20 points in Washington. And I think 22. But to Ethan's point, when you said about Brian being top 5 for 19 years, and as people want to argue, not his first. Brian averaged 20.9 points his rookie year, and then jumped up to 27 points his second year. His second year, he averaged 27 points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists, and 2.2 steals. You telling me he wasn't in the top 5? Stop. Come on, man. The man been doing this for years. The man has been great for years, and with all the expectations when he came in and they did the King James and all that, he put all that expectations on himself, and he still carried it out.
I do agree. I was talking about that before too with Wayne one time when I was comparing the athletes that Jordan had to face with the athletes that LeBron had to face, and I agree. Byron Russell, and that's why I call Tobias. He's like Tobias Harris. Tobias Harris is an old school 6'7" forward. These forwards nowadays are jumping out the building. These dudes like Wiggins and all them. Jordan had to see nobody like Wiggins on a nightly basis. Mikal Bridges. This is your prototypical dude who Jordan had to play every night.
Jordan faced Jeff Hornacek. We're not going to sit here and
That's my point. And I'm not saying Jordan it wasn't good defenders, because it was. But you talking about dudes who could guard, who has the athletic and defensive prowess of a Gary Payton, but got 3 inches and more hops. The Bull Wiggins is a great phenomenal defender. Mikal Bridges, great phenomenal defender. These dudes is scattered throughout the league. Jordan didn't have to face down on a consistent basis. So the athlete rather has evolved into a freak of nature athlete that we've never seen before. Jordan was one of a kind at his time. It wasn't that many 6'6" guards, shooting guards in Jordan's time. I think it was him and Clyde Drexler. Yeah, I mean, Dominique Wilkins was 6'7". He was athletic, but he played small forward. And back then, you got to remember, it was more, you played more position defense. You didn't really move a small forward to play a guard that much. Like, that really wasn't heard of that much. Most of the time, a guard played a guard, and you had illegal defenses and all that kind of stuff, so it was hard to double team. You didn't have zone defense. That's another thing people don't take into consideration, which actually makes it harder for the athlete of today because of different type of style defenses. Athletes had to create moves. It's moves these athletes created nowadays that was never even thought of, that would have been considered traveling back in the day, and it's a simple, like a Euro step. Tim even still to this day feels a Euro step as a travel because he's so archaic with his view of basketball. But I say all that to say that's why it's hard, and I think Tim said it earlier, it's hard to judge players from different generations. I normally like to say Jordan was the greatest of his generation, LeBron's the greatest of his generation. When you go back past Jordan and you got Wilt, you can argue Wilt or Russell, who was the greatest between them. Then you had a little intermediate generation where you had Kareem and you had Oscar Robertson and all that kind of stuff. So you could do all that argument based on what time period you want to. But Jordan was the best in his, and LeBron was the best in his generation.
Plug. That Boston team was killing Mike.
Yep.
That Boston
and guess
team
what?
Larry Bird
and Mike
and
ain't beat them till Bird back went bad. And so Mike wasn't beating them till Bird back went bad. When Bird back went bad, that's when Mike stepped in. That's the whole thing. When those legends was at their peak, as a matter of fact, and Zeke got hurt, and the league changed up the rules for Mike. So, and I'm not saying Mike's not great. Mike is great, but the league catered to Mike. They did, and Mike was a better athlete than the rest of them. You know what I'm saying? He was more athletic than them. So, like, to Ephraim's point about you talking about athletes and this, that, and the other, you listen, and let's not act. Everybody always want to make it like Mike had no help. Like Scottie isn't considered one of the top players of his era at that time. And don't act like when Mike did come back and Shaq and them put their foot in Mike back, Mike went out and got Rodman to play against Shaq. They specifically got Rodman to play Shaq. And that's how they beat. And that's how they beat Orlando.
You think Jordan was the most fun to watch?
Yeah, as far as because you either love them or hate them.
I didn't, because I hated how they cheated for him.
Well,
first of all, that's a good. Go ahead, Tim. Go ahead.
LeBron played the right way. He like Larry Brown would have loved him, but he did everything. He did the right, even he got criticized for passing up a shot that was the pass was the best. Was the best play to make. He was they was critical. Mike Jordan did the same thing, but Mike was special. He had the moments where he jumped, leaped in the air, and did different things. Jordan, I do think LeBron is the better player, but as far as watching and excitement, hate him or love him, I think Jordan was the better player to watch. In the world thinks that too.
They can say that all they want. I watch Bron in them. I watch Bron in them playoffs against Golden State. It's like when I'm watching Bron average 30-something against Golden State, and Golden State running player after player after him. Anytime Iggy gets MVP because he held LeBron to like 32 points a game. Like come on, like.
That was a trash MVP too, by the way.
It was, but I was a Brown. Listen, Ethan, to tell you, I used to hate on Brown all the time. Talking about him not being clutch, and as a young boy, I hated on him all the time. But when you go back and you look at it, even as a young boy, like he was taking that stuff on. He was leading. He led that team as a young boy to go face Tim Duncan and them. He got handled, but he led that bum team there.
And this is why. But this is the misinformation that people do about LeBron. Like X-Men, I'm gonna call you out. That's what he just did, right? He said MJ had Pimpin and Bron had D-Wade, Kyrie, Bosh, AD, and still got 6 final losses. You do realize that he didn't have Kyrie in 2 of them finals that he lost. The last one that he lost in Cleveland and the one where he got hurt and when they lost to Golden State, their first trip against Golden State in the finals. Mm-hmm. Actually, Kevin Love and Kyrie got hurt. So that's 2 final appearances that he didn't have his second best player that he should have had in the team. I honestly feel if they'd have kept Kyrie around, him and LeBron could have won a couple more championships. Or if KD didn't make the move that nobody respected. So I don't want to hear, truth be told, and y'all know I love Curry. I think, in my opinion, Curry is the most exciting basketball player to watch. But I cannot legitimately give him credit for them 2 final wins with KD. I just don't. I don't give him or KD no credit. That one he won last year, to me, is the most impressive finals win in a long time, especially with him personally, but just even as an athlete, to what that team was and the people didn't think they were necessarily going to get there and how that team was struggling throughout points of the season. He carried that team to the finals. I thought that was a great finals win, but I'm not giving him or KD credit against LeBron.
He was on steroids last year, and that's why his body breaking down this year.
That's possible.
But you know what else was
Jordan was exciting to watch, though. Jordan was exciting to watch.
Jordan definitely was. But you know what's a trash argument when everybody talking about, yeah, because Brown went out and built the team. You don't think they made moves? You don't think they made moves for Chicago to be a dynasty type team? So y'all don't think that Ron Harper, who was an all-star and who was a star player over there in Cleveland, and then he got hurt and they said, oh, well, let's bring him in. You don't remember how they went and got Paxton or Kerr and got them after Kerr was going up against Mike when he was with Cleveland, and then they got him to come join. They went and got Bison Dele or Brian Williams, who was a baller in Denver. They went and got Rodman. They went and had a piece. They went and got Kukoc, who was supposed to be the Magic Johnson of Europe.
Well,
so don't act like they didn't put help on Mike teams.
That's what a general manager is supposed to do. They're supposed to make their team better.
But this is my point. Then don't get mad because players decide that they want to make their teams play better now. GMs was doing it, so why can't players do it?
No, I agree with that. First of all, anybody who keeps talking about Kobe's not really in this debate. Kobe really,
that's the Kobe faithfuls. The Kobe faithfuls are always going to bring Kobe back up.
He is second tier.
Carry your back out, Tim.
Huh?
Kobe was great, but I don't think Kobe's not even in my top 5. In all honesty, Kobe's not in my top 5.
Kobe was cool.
Kobe was great, but he wasn't. Mike and LeBron legitimately changed. The basketball world revolved around them when they played. Mike had his own. Everything was about Mike. I can't imagine if Mike played nowadays with social media, how impactful he would be to the sport. But you kind of get that with LeBron. Every day you turn on your TV, whether it's basketball season or not, LeBron's name is being mentioned. It's sports writers and sports analysts who have built a career off of talking about LeBron. Like several people, not just one or two dudes, not just Skip. You got Skip. You could name several dudes who actually piggyback their career off of LeBron James. This dude is that impactful to the sport. He's that polarizing athlete. He's probably, in my opinion, the most, if I'm using the word correctly, polarizing athlete in history. I don't think it's nobody who comes close.
Probably Muhammad Ali probably was the most polarizing.
The only one I could think of is probably Allen Iverson.
No, I think Ali. Ali was the most polarizing.
Allen Iverson changed the NBA. Allen Iverson was like a movement on his own.
He was culturally, but when you talk about Ali, you talking about Ali was on CNN. He didn't sanction ESPN and Fox Sports. He was on CNN everywhere, like CBS. He fought institutions.
But LeBron is the most polarizing athlete.
Yeah, I think it's LeBron. I don't think nobody really comes close, and because of not because Jordan wasn't as famous. But it's because the era. He came around to social media. He's talked about all the time, Twitter accounts, followers, all that kind of stuff, Instagram, all that stuff just adds to your fame and to who you are, and it spreads who you are and your legend, if you will, over the globe. And LeBron is probably the most known athlete in the globe. Maybe next to the soccer dude. What's his name? Messi or one of them soccer boys.
Yeah, Messi or something.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably comparable to them as well. But LeBron, he
in modern times though. But if you're gonna go like historically, ain't nobody getting on what Ali. Ali had his global like.
Yeah, but these times is different. It's easier. You can connect with more people now on these social media platforms.
And that's the crazy thing. The fact that he was able to still have that impact without.
I give you that.
Let me tell y'all Kobe people something. First of all, Kobe first 2 years. He wasn't all that great. And his rookie year, Kobe didn't want to play with Charlotte. He wanted to go to a playoff contending team, and he threatened to sit out. So right there and then, I'm not putting Kobe up there in the category with Brian and Mike, who came on to losing teams and did work from the jump.
John Elway did the same thing, and so did the Mannings.
What do we got to do? We talking about basketball. I'm talking about Brian, Kobe, and
I'm just saying there's a lot of athletes.
Yeah, but I'm saying Brian and Mike did not do that. Kobe did. Kobe wanted to go to a playoff team, so Kobe didn't want to play with Charlotte. He said, even if y'all draft me, I'm not playing. Trade me to LA. He wanted to go to a playoff team. Brian and Mike came into losing franchises and turned them around. They also got that coaches fired too. They also and Kobe also didn't play that great for his first 2 years, but Brian and Mike came in from the jump and balling. That's why I'm saying they're a different stratosphere than Kobe to me with that point right there.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So wait, and Brian is better than Mike in a couple other places too. Brian's a better dad. He's a better husband. He's a better supporter of the black community. Brian is the GOAT.
Don't make it personal.
MJ was wearing cowboy boot and baggy jeans, trying to. And Brian's a better GM. Look at the teams Mike put together. Look at the teams Brian put together.
Mike's still trying to put together teams over there in Charlotte. What he doing? What Mike doing over there in Charlotte? Who did Mike smack in the back of the head? What player was that? Remember he smacked the ball in the back of the head?
He did.
Yeah. How about that Sergeant Bass? Brian Mike was
Mike
Brian is 4 for assists. He's a lead scorer and 4 for assists. Imagine if he was gunning, like Mike and Kobe.
And he ranked like 30. I think he ranked number 35 in rebounds. So I mean, just think about that. Like this dude ranked all time in points, fourth all time in assists. 35 all time in rebounds. Like his numbers is very impressive, bro. I mean, and that's why I say, as regards to a basketball player, his toolbox is full. It's complete.
Yeah,
his toolbox is complete.
Brian made his squad rich. Mike was juicing his squad in gambling arenas.
Listen, Mike did some suspect things as an individual, but I mean, LeBron gets my vote.
Brian got 2 sons that might make it to the NBA. Mike's sons even play sports? They probably hated their dad. Like, I don't want to play sports, Dad.
I think one of his sons is a football player. They played college football.
One of his sons is dating Scottie Pippen's wife.
He's disrespectful. Mike don't know how to raise his kids. It's like, let me stop. I'm joking. I'm trolling right now.
Listen, Charlie M, that's still impressive. Like, to be that hot. Where's Kareem on assists?
Hey, that's Mike's second wife. His first wife was black, wasn't she? And then he left her, and he.
Kareem might be in the top 20 in rebound, but where's Kareem with assists? Like LeBron, is he in 35? Like this, so Kareem played 20 years. That's what I'm saying. Like LeBron numbers, and he's like I said, he's an all-time playoff leader by a wide margin in points.
So do Kareem be in your top 5?
Kareem my top 5? Yeah, Kareem my top 5.
Mike was absolutely fair on the court, but so was Brian. That's why teams tried to build super teams to beat Brian.
When do Kareem get in your top 5?
Kareem? Yeah.
I
still got issues with Bill Russell.
I kind of think I would have to.
That's another topic.
Yeah, Bill Russell's not in my. Bill Russell actually might not be in
Bill Russell's not in my top 10.
Yeah. That's just me. I know a lot of people like to say, the champion. He was a great athlete for his time. He was actually a great athlete of his time. But when I actually went back and watched Bill Russell games, I don't know if everybody is hard pressed enough to do that. I've actually went back and watched 3 of his games, and I wasn't impressed. But that's
you talking about unexciting, boy. That Jones like watching paint dry, going back and watching.
Listen. I'm gonna tell you this. Even in Jordan era, them games wasn't that exciting. I remember I told you I went back and watched some of them, and I was telling y'all to watch them just to see.
I agree with you.
We was arguing about the style of basketball and how back then they used to use the whole floor if you watch basketball. Now it's more of a spread back. They use all around the 3. It was just back down, pass, back down. It was a lot of isolation ball back then. A whole lot of iso ball.
And a whole lot of hand check holding.
Defense thing and all that thing going on. And
he couldn't play zone hand check holding.
Very different style.
Yeah, I wonder what would happen. I wonder what would happen if they would have been allowed to play zone against Mike.
I read an article that was a quote. I'm not sure how true it was, that Jordan campaigned. He went to, what's his name, Stern at the time. He went to Stern and campaigned that he not put a zone in the league because he said he wouldn't like playing against the zone. Now, that was just an article I saw. Somebody made that statement who was in the players' meeting, was on the, I guess what they call the players' union, one of the players' reps. They were in that meeting, and they said that's what Jordan said during that meeting to Stern, that he didn't want to play with the zone. Take that for what you want.
I mean, just look at his game. Mike wasn't a great 3-point shooter. I mean, his mid range was money.
No, I did. Charlie
as a 3-point shooter.
Hey, Charlie M. I'm sorry, Wayne.
Go ahead.
You can watch him on YouTube. You can go back. There's a couple games you can actually watch of Bill Russell's game on YouTube. Go back and watch him. And if you have the NBA TV pass, league pass, which Tim played me. We was actually going in on it at one time, and then Tim said, "Nah, I don't like y'all niggas going. So y'all gonna have to do your own thing." So I had to pay $100 and something for my own NBA TV league pass. So that's neither here nor there. But you can actually go back and watch some games on the NBA pass too. But I watched it on YouTube. You can go back and watch it on YouTube.
Are y'all done with that? Can we move on to the NBA trades?
Yes.
Okay. We still got time.
Yeah, that's right.
Look at Tim. He has a plethora of minutes tonight. Any other time he ready to cut something off.
Lakers team got better.
Real quickly, we gotta think about the Kyrie Irving trade. He traded to Mavericks for Dunwoody and some other bull.
I thought we talked about this on the last pod.
Took the Nets out the running.
I thought we talked about that on the last pod.
Oh, we did. Well, then let's move on. What about the Lakers? The Lakers also made a trade. The Lakers traded for who they traded for the ball? What's his name again?
D. Russell. Russell got listen. Russell still got game, bro. I don't know if y'all the last time I saw Russell play, they actually just played Golden State. I think it was last week, and D-Lo was hooping.
Like, he was hooping a little bit last playoffs.
He still got some game left in him. That's a good move for them. He can shoot the ball well. He could slash. He got handles. He could pass. That is a good move for them.
And they said that they're thinking about buying Russell out. Like, he's not going to report to Utah. Would you be interested in Russell Westbrook as a backup guard in Philadelphia?
No.
I mean, we need a point guard.
Who minutes he going to take? He's not. Who minutes?
Tobias.
You determine again. Okay.
No, so you said we need rebounding. How much? What Russ rebounding now?
He's a triple double. What do you mean? He's a triple double.
What, like 5 years ago? Ain't no triple double now.
I'm saying, would you be interested in a certified backup point guard? In
no, so you're going to trade. You're trading your small forward / power forward to bring in another guard, which you have a plethora of. See, Tim, you one of them name guys. You one of them name guys.
Out. You just saying
you're not listening. You're not listening. They're buying. He's going to get buy. He's going to be bought out by Utah. That means he's a free agent. He could sign.
But you said take Tobias minutes, right? Is that not what you said?
Yeah, like
so you're saying replace your small forward.
But not joking. But I'm just saying, like, you got shake minutes that you can reduce. You got a bunch of minutes, like the non-Harden minutes.
I'll pass on Westbrook.
Omen River says no, absolutely no on Westbrook. Man, trust me, I'm seriously looking for my worst enemy of teams to pick up Westbrook. I'm kind of with him a little bit with that. Westbrook he has to be the best worst former superstar ever. And I don't even know. I don't even know if he's an NBA star, but I like I said, my view of superstar is a little different. My view of superstar kind of transcends the game, but he was definitely an NBA star, and he got to be the best worst ever. He's inconsistent. He has moments where he looks like he back. Like even the other night when they lost to when Bron set the record, when they lost to the who they playing, Jazz. He actually had a pretty good game. He was shooting well. He shot the three pretty good, but he just
his b-ball IQ is off. Now Dominic made a good point. I'll bring in John Wall if John Wall available.
They say he's about to get bought out as well.
I'll bring in John Wall before
I'm interested in Wall. Yes, I agree with that. I'll bring in Wall before I bring in Russ. Yes, I like how he looked a couple games I saw him play with the Clippers this year so far. I will bring in John Wall. Absolutely.
Right now we need wing up. We really need help at the small forward position.
Do y'all think this trade for the Lakers puts them in the playoffs and possible championship run?
If AD plays, yes.
I agree with that.
if AD can't give you consistent minutes, then no, it don't matter. It's all about AD and Bron. I mean, you do need that help, and I think D'Lo would be the piece to push them up there like that. But you need AD and you need Bron.
Yeah. All right,
yeah.
We out.
I agree with that.
We got a lot of
we out.
Yeah, we got a lot of people on tonight. Y'all do us a favor, hit that like button. And then if you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. And
Wait, real quick before we go, I just want to let y'all know I'm not a Bron, I'm not a Kobe, I'm not a Mike. None of them are my greatest favorite players of all time. I'm just going off of my opinion with that stuff. My favorite players is like AI, Shaq, and was Barkley before he started getting to be the way he is now.
But as a player, Barkley was that man. I used to.
Barkley was my dude. Barkley, AI, and Shaq was my dudes.
Yeah. But don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and we'll see y'all on our next podcast. We out.
Deuces.